Hi, welcome you all on Sportsy, Let's Talk Sports. Today on Sportsy, where we're going to talk about different sport, we have an athlete with us who is been India's Olympian in a category which has been very rare for India. He has been competing in multiple segments. He got qualified for the first time with 2008 Olympics in Beijing, setting up India's national record in 100 meters. We have today with us the Arjuna awardee, Vir Beyond Khade. Hi Veer, great to
Hi.
have you. Great to have you on Sportsy. Let's talk sports.
Yes, great to be here.
Yes, and it's really we get opportunity to talk to cricketers, footballers, badminton players, table tennis players. Unfortunately, a place in India we don't get to speak to real achievers in swimming, and it is great to have you here. You've been a wonder boy for India swimming, youngest ever Olympian from India to qualify for swimming round, winning the heat. Unfortunately, could not qualify for the semi-final, but at least you won the heat. You have set so many national records and the Arjuna awardee. So I can go on with your accolades and whatever you have achieved, but we just want to know what Veer is.
Okay. Well, I'm just, I think, a normal boy who, and a man now, and I just, fell in love with winning when I was young. I didn't really have too much love for swimming as a sport in the beginning, but I enjoyed competing. I enjoyed going for competitions, racing, and winning, and that's what kept me going, and that's what made me who I am today. So I think I developed the love for swimming as a sport only after the Olympics. Before that, it was just about me going for a competition and wanting to win, and that's what I used to train for. And I think it worked out well because it really drove me very hard. It made me work very very hard whenever I couldn't really win a gold medal or couldn't get to the target that I wanted to get. So that's what drove me, my hatred for failure and my love towards winning. And I think that's what every athlete needs at the end of the day, because you can train all you want, but if all your failures cannot drive you to work harder, you're not going to really improve and get to where you want to be.
Very well put through. Very well put through. And it's very surprising to hear that you fell in love with swimming after the Olympics. And before that, you were just doing for fun and still winning or setting up all the national records. So it's so. What has that journey been? Because as now it's a different side. A different side that we get to hear that you fell in love with swimming after qualifying for as a youngest Indian swimmer. But how is the journey before that? It's like, okay, you going swimming, winning the medals, or hate to lose. But what is that journey been? Because if I'm not wrong, you grew up in Kolhapur, and then how was the whole environment for swimming as a sport? What kind of thing that you got? So it will be good to understand that, because a lot of aspirant listening to this would love to get that side of it.
Yeah. See, I started swimming in 1995 when I was, 4.5 years old. And back then, anything other than cricket, didn't really get any recognition at all. So, it was my father's decision to get me started in an individual sport. He was a basketball player. He'd seen the politics and, the bad side of a team event, where even to make a team, you don't, it's not really necessary for you to perform well. So if you had the right contacts and if you could just make the team without trying very hard. And I think he didn't want that for me. So I started off with swimming just because he wanted me to. And I think any young kid doesn't really want to, go, let's say 3-4 hours every day and train. Because when you're 5, 6, 7 years old, you just want to have fun. And so I didn't really have that option. My father was very strict and I just had to do what he told me to do. So, yeah, I think I started swimming for him, and then I started enjoying competing. And I think that's just because I have a very competitive nature naturally. And that's what helped me, going to training and putting in all the hard work, because I never really enjoyed it, because I used to see all my school friends having a very relaxed, very normal life. And that's what I want. And I think if any kid is given a choice, they just sit at home, watch TV and eat food.
Yes.
Most of them won't even go to school. So I think it's the responsibility of a parent to make it happen. Or I think all the young kids, they might want to do something on their own, but they don't really have too much sense about what's right, what's wrong, what they actually want to do, what needs to be done. So I think it is important for a parent to be strict, not too strict, but yeah, I think all my success goes to my father because he's the one who got everything done. Like, even though I didn't want to, like, I think I've told this to him at least 10, 15 times that I want to stop swimming. I don't want to do it anymore. But then, yeah, that was never an option for me. So that's how it got started. From invitational competitions, I went on to state, and then I wanted more, went on to nationals, then international. And going for the Olympics never really was my dream. I kept hearing, Olympics plus on gold घ्यायचा वगैरह. And that's obviously in the mind of all the coaches, all the parents, all the swimmers and athletes. So I thought, okay, I also want to go for the Olympics, but I didn't really know what Olympics are, or how big of a deal it actually is. And when I actually went there, that's when I started feeling that I am special, and I need to take this more seriously. And that's when I really started enjoying swimming as a sport.
Wow, it's a complete it's a complete different story. Yes, we do get to hear about parents' role in the early days, which is very crucial.
Yeah.
And we understand that. And I think you said something which really stuck with me. It's like you started swimming for him and started enjoying swimming for yourself. I think that's a nice way to put it forward, the whole journey of last 20-25 years of you swimming. So
yeah, but I started enjoying swimming for myself after 13 years. So I think that's something people need to understand, that you need to be patient. You need to put in the hard work and be patient, and the results will come to you.
Okay, so little different question. If you get the similar opportunity with as and when with your kid, or you want to do it, will you push it, or you will leave it to them?
No, I'll definitely push them. Yeah, I will push them. I don't know about what sport, but maybe tennis or badminton. But yeah, like sometimes I feel I want them to break my records, and sometimes I also feel I want them to get into a sport where they can really make a very good future for themselves. And swimming, as of now, is not up there.
Yeah, perfect. So I want to know, okay, the first 13 years you were still swimming, and then you started enjoying it. You saw Olympics. I'm sure there you get to see people like Phelps sitting there and getting those 9 medals in one single Olympic.
Yeah.
But other than that, who has been your role model? What really was your driving factor?
Initially, see, it was my father, and as a role model in swimming, it happened to be Phelps much later. So when I was young, I didn't really look up to anyone. I just wanted to go out there and beat everyone who swims. And that's how I became so fast. And I was when I was 13, 14 years old, that's when I went for my first international. And I was swimming against the best swimmers in India, but I didn't really look up to them as role models. I just wanted to beat them, and I wanted to be faster than them. So the moment you start looking up to someone, you automatically start thinking you're below them. So my first 14, 15 years of my life, I didn't really look up to anyone. I just wanted to compete against everyone and beat them.
Wow. It's an amazing mentality, amazing attitude. I think it's very well said, to be very honest. I've been an athlete myself. I see so many athletes around them, and they always put somebody as a role model. But I think what you said, it really made a sense that, okay, you don't want to limit yourself by having a role model. Just be yourself and try and be the better version of yourself every day. I think that's an amazing way to put forward.
An athlete should look at other athletes. Let's say if I'm a swimmer, I should maybe look at, let's say, Michael Jordan or somebody like Roger Federer, and look at their work ethic and maybe take inspiration from that. Yes. So I think that will work better, because they are at the top of their sport, and any sport being at the top definitely takes a lot of hard work, takes a lot of dedication, and that's what you need at the end of the day. You have the same kind of, let's say you have same 2 hands, 2 legs, all that makes the difference is hard work. That's the
Yes.
only thing that makes a difference.
Very well put. Very well said. When you talk about swimming, there are two types of swimming. One is a sprint level, which you do it for your competitive level 50, 100, 200, and there's something called open water or the long distance. What is the typical difference in both the type of swimming?
There is a lot of difference. Firstly, swimming pool is a very controlled environment. You don't really have to take it into account let's say the temperature, the current, the waves, and so every competition you swim, the circumstances are almost identical. So your result doesn't really depend on what's around you. So in open water swimming, you definitely have to train much more, because open water competitions start at 10 kilometers, and my event lasts for 22 seconds, so which is the 50 meters, and open water is more than 2 hours. So the workload is much more. The environment is like you have no control over it, so you can't really prepare for it, and can't really have it tailor-made. So I think it's a very different sport. Both the sports are tough and difficult in their own ways. But see, I have special respect for open water swimmers. I know that I don't want to do it, because I'm scared of the sea. I want to see the end point of, I need to start here and finish my race there. In open water, it's not like that. So the sea just goes on forever. So it's scary, and the preparation physically and mentally is very, very different. And I think in a place like India, it's much easier to train for a swimming pool event, because we have good swimming pools, but we don't really have good lakes or rivers where open water swimmers can train regularly.
Right. Great. So, okay, just wanted to come to the sport that you are known for and what you have made mark for yourself and got the accolades for yourself and the country. How does it feel to be the youngest ever Indian swimming Olympian? And what is that feeling?
It feels very good. It honestly feels good, because see, having started in a small city like Kolhapur, where there weren't too many great swimmers before me, and so making the people in Kolhapur realize that our people can swim as well. So that was really and till date it's really a very proud moment for me. And I know for a fact that because of me, a lot of young kids get involved into sport, and they did back then as well. So it's the thing. I think Indian parents need to realize is there is future in sport right now, and there's definitely future in swimming. And only after we have more participation from kids will we be able to get a bigger talent pool for coaches to choose from. So having said that, going to the Olympics is I think the epitome of any sport. So when I was a kid, I dreamt of going to the Olympics and winning a medal. But I think through the journey, what happened is, everything I was achieving, it was in itself a milestone. So I qualified for the Olympics at the age of 16. I won medals at the Commonwealth Youth Games. I was in the finals of the World Youth Championship. So the thing is, I started achieving things and I started getting satisfied too early. So if you're swimming in the US, they already have a lot of Olympic medalists. So the best thing you can do is win an Olympic medal. They don't really have to go through this phase where they're winning a medal when they're too young, or they're going for the world championships when they're too young. So the moment you start getting satisfied, and the moment you start feeling that you're achieving something, that's where mentally you stop pushing yourself that much harder. So when I was young, and when I wanted to win at the senior nationals, and so I just used to go crazy in training, and I would physically give everything I had in every training session. So after that, every year the amount of hard work that I put in, it kept getting lesser and lesser. So today, what's happening in India is all the young kids, they aspire to go to the nationals and win a medal. For them, that's the highest goal they have in their mind. And once they achieve that, they don't really want to work hard, or they don't really want to train like they were training before. So I think that's what took me to the Olympics. But that's what also took me to the Olympics and made sure I didn't win a medal, because even though it was my goal, I was already quite happy with what I had achieved. So I think the next generation will have the the target in front of them to do better than me. And I think they definitely will. They definitely have the talent. They have more resources right now. And they know that, just going to the finals is not enough, or winning a medal at the Commonwealth Youth Games is not enough, because I've already done that. So the next step has to be making the semi-final or the final of the Olympic and then winning a medal. And I do see that happening in the next 8 to 10 years.
Wow. That's a nice confidence booster for a lot of people and a lot of parents who wants to take this seriously.
Yeah.
Just while you are giving me an answer, you said something about the new generation which is there has got talent and resources. What if you are 14 now? What is the resource, and what do you think that would have happened differently with the technology, food, diet, everything? What do you think would have happened? Just imagining. What do you think that which you did not get then and it is now available?
See, the recovery measures right now, we didn't really have any good physios back in 2005-6 and 2007. Funding wise, we had huge issues, and right now, because of the top scheme and because of Khelo India, a lot of young athletes are getting in like good amount of money to prepare for competitions. So that definitely would have made a huge difference. I remember in 2006-7, I was living alone, and my monthly rent used to be 3,500 including food, and my father used to send 5,000 rupees per month. So imagine staying in Bangalore on 5,000 rupees a month. So 3,500 is gone in my rent, and in the remaining 1,500 I had to manage everything else, so which was the swimming fees, my supplements, my food, everything else. So it was close to impossible. I obviously had to sacrifice and adjust in a lot of places where an athlete should not. So looking back, I really think there was a lot of scope, and a lot of things could have been done differently and better to make sure I was swimming faster than I was back then. So that's true. And I think the facilities we had back then were not good enough as compared to today. So these three things definitely would have made a big difference. But also on the other hand, we didn't have social media. So we didn't have any distractions at all. So, even if I had those facilities today, if those would have helped me is a big question mark, because there are so many distractions today. And in the age of instant gratification, social media is a big distraction for a lot of young athletes. So if I had not if I wouldn't have dealt with social media today, so I definitely will not get to my target. If I get lost in social media and the instant gratification, I will not work hard, or I will not run behind the goals that I want to achieve.
Nice. So I think there's a subtle message for the athlete that you should know the limits, and you should know your goals and what is that you're known for. So focus on that. I think it's a good message, subtle message that you gave.
Yes.
And also in the whole process, you also made the parents happy, who knows their kids are always on the phone or always on the tablet or doing something. So I think you also made the parents happy with this.
Yeah, I think. There's also, I think, a mistake of the parents where when the parent wants to shut up their kid, they just give them the phone in their hand, and then the kid shuts up playing the game or whatever. So I think it starts from the parents.
Yes, I
bad habit,
I've played guilty for that. I have done it for my kids, and but luckily I got them into sports easily, and they picked it up probably than me guiding them. So the charge is guilty. I know what you're talking about. So Olympic is known for not always about winning the medal, but qualifying and also competing and completing the race. That is what the creed of Olympic was always known for. But as you rightly said that, qualifying Olympic, you kind of became complacent somewhere, and that did not help you qualify for, even after winning the heat also not qualifying, because you became complacent somewhere. Other than that, what does Olympic means to you? Because see, everybody has, for any individual sport or anything which is not cricket or say kabaddi, those kind of thing, everything has Olympics as the ultimate thing. What does Olympic means to you?
I think it is the ultimate goal for any athlete. Being at the Olympics, being a part of something that is so big, and the best athletes in the world from all sports are there in the same place. So the people who grow up watching on TV, like Roger Federer, and then there's Michael Jordan. Not Michael Jordan. There was Kobe Bryant in 2008. and Rafael Nadal, all the best footballers playing in Europe.
Wow.
So everyone is there at the Olympics. And when you qualify for it, it means you are on the same level as all these other athletes who are superstars in their own game. So so representing a country of 1.3 billion people on such a global level among the best athletes in the world, I think it's a very, very special feeling. And every Olympics from India, so usually there are about 60 or 70 athletes who go across all sports. And these are the real superheroes of your country who are, going there, working hard day and night to represent India at such a global level. And I think they definitely need more recognition. If it was any other country, if any other Western country, these people would definitely be much bigger stars than they are in India. So thankfully, because of social media, we are getting the recognition now. But I still don't think it's enough. If you compare it to cricket, or if you compare it to other sports, it's still not enough. But I think it is improving. And in time, I think Olympic sports will become as big as cricket in India.
And we just hope for that, and I think we will get to see it in coming years for sure. As you said, in 8 to 10 years, you will get the accolades in swimming, but I will get to see other things coming up. So you're talking about the support and the other facilities while in early days. And if I'm not wrong, you've been supported by GoSport Foundation. Is one of the most prominent sports foundation, and I recently had a chat with Dipti as well on the same Sportsy platform. We spoke about the whole CSR and the foundation method. So how do you think GoSport has played a role in your journey, how they assisted, and what is that people can look up to, or the athlete can look up to?
See, GoSports, I haven't been associated with GoSports since the last 10 years. But see, I am proud to say that I was the first athlete that GoSports took on board in 2006 or 2007. So when it was founded by Hakeem, Nandan and Joseph, so back then it was just GoSports and not the foundation.
Yes.
So I was the first athlete, followed by Sandeep Sejwal. And because of GoSports, I really got the support that was necessary back then. I told you how much rent I was paying and how much I could afford to spend. So because of them, they really made sure that I got the best facilities and the best support I could get back then, leading up to the Olympics. And they are one of the reasons that I performed so well in 2008. I came 4th or 5th at the World Junior Championships in 2008. I won multiple medals at the Commonwealth Youth Games. And they were really the ones who made me believe that I am special. Financially, they supported me. And, when an outside institution comes into a sport like swimming, which has never happened before, and they really invest their time and money in you. So that's when you start feeling that there is something special in me, and I really can do something for the sport and for swimming. So that really made my belief go up, and it really made me work harder, and it made me want to do better and swim better.
Excellent. I think, and now I think the current number, they are almost supporting 140 plus athletes in various sports, and we get to see a lot of things. We just had a 12 year and 10 year and 12 year, those kind of journeys that they had. We just saw that, and it's good. It's something which is giving back to the game and also making sure something happens. So. Okay, so there's a lot of information about who Vir is on online social media and Wikipedia, everywhere that we know. You've been the record holder, national record holder, Arjuna award, and everything. What is Vir Beyond Swimming?
See, right now I work for the state government. I'm a Tahsildar working in Mumbai, and other than that, I love going for movies. I love traveling a lot. And I love playing FIFA on PS4. So these are the three, four things that I love doing. And I also love going to the gym. I love lifting heavy weights. So I think apart from swimming, these are the only things I do. So I go to office, I watch movies, travel sometimes, go to the gym, and
okay, so it's a normal life that anybody has. It's with all the fun that you want to have, but with a baggage of being an Olympian. What is your drive?
No, it's not a baggage. I think normal people do pretty much the same things, but the other 5-6 hours they spend on social media or on TV. I spend those training and trying to be a better swimmer. So that's the only difference.
Excellent. So what's your drive? What's your drive, and what is the next target that you have in your mind?
I want to qualify for the Olympics happening next year in Tokyo. So unfortunately, they got postponed, and that's what I was training towards. So that's my immediate target, to qualify for the Olympics and participate in Tokyo. But after that, I want to get into coaching and hopefully, help India win a few medals in swimming later on in the next, I hope, 12 to 16 years.
Yes. So I think it's very, very much possible. I think first is your target of 2021 qualifying for next year. I think that is what we are all looking for, and that is what we need. Because as you know, when I ask you about role models, like, people still want to follow some icons or role model that they can look up to. It's not about following the whole journey, but at least look up to that. Okay, if this guy can do it, if Vir has done this, why can't I at least compete there and go to next step? So I think that is very, very important. So you hold so many national records and also the other accolades. How does it feel to hold the Arjuna Award? It's one of the prestigious awards when it comes to sports.
It does feel good. So being among the very few swimmers who have won the Arjuna.
Yes,
but
exactly.
I still hope to I would like to win the Khel Ratna sometime. Like it's a dream. Like, I don't know if it will happen, but I would like for that to happen. If not, then maybe one of my students in the future will do it for me. So
and you will get a Dronacharya.
Yeah. Let's hope so.
So first you need a Khel Ratna, and then you get Dronacharya for having an amazing student as well. So I think
that would be a good journey. Yeah, that would be a good journey.
Correct. So another question about the same thing. It's swimming as a sport that we know as, and in the competition you run the finite compound. How much of that has been a physical journey, and how much has been the mental journey for you?
It's 50-50 because to do the physical aspect, you really need to have the motivation to wake up every morning and go and physically, even when your body is tired, that your mind is the one that keeps pushing you even when your body is tired and everything is hurting. And we train close to 6 or 7 hours per day throughout the year. And so it's not possible only for the body to do it. The mind is the one which drives the body to go to the breaking point and beyond that. So it definitely is equally mental as it is physical, and taking care of the body is a huge aspect for our sport. And we need to stretch, let's say, around 1.5 hours every day to make sure our body recovers from our workouts and be ready for the next workout. And mentally, like, I don't really meditate or anything because I never really had the problem of getting distracted or getting too much pressure in case of during a competition. So I haven't really tried meditation, but I think you really need to have the motivation in place to make sure that you're pushing your body regularly throughout the year, especially when your body is tired, and because that's when you will become a better swimmer. And you can't become a better athlete when you stay in the comfort zone for most of the period. You need to go beyond that.
Yeah, and I think what you said, that even though you are not sitting at one place and meditating, meditation is all about state of mind. And I think when you're training for those 3, 4 hours and you get to the zone, it is as good as meditation for you. So it's just a different form of it. It's just a form of it. Like, believe me, I can't sit at one place for those 50 minutes, 20 minutes kind of thing and meditate. But I love deep sea diving. I'm a certified diver. So whenever I go in under the water, I think that is the best meditation feeling that I can get, even though irrespective of if I sit for 20, 30 minutes outside anywhere, I think I'm still distracted. But inside, under the water, it's a great thing.
You're in the moment, in the zone.
Yes, and only thing if you're thinking about is your breathing. You're not thinking about anything else. So I think that is what the whole meditation. So you are already in the state. You're just calling it differently, I think.
So I am in that state. I think then 4 hours per day.
Yeah.
So we are all, I am always thinking about breathing and my technique. And you can't really, think about other things when you're swimming and swim fast at the same time. You need to think about what you're doing.
Right. So, Vir, how much is important the plan B for an athlete, and what a role of education that has played in your development or it plays in the athlete's development?
First, I think plan B is definitely important, and I think all parents have a plan B in mind. Like I've never really asked my parents what their plan B was for me. Like when I asked them once what their plan B was for me, they said it was tennis. So if I wouldn't have become a national level swimmer, they would have put me into tennis. So that was their plan B. So I think they were pretty clear that they wanted me to become a sportsman. And so education is definitely very important. See, when you go for an international competition, you are representing your country, and it's good to have a good educational background. And so you need, like, I feel you should be able to communicate well and represent our country as well as you can, not just in the water but outside the water as well. And education plays a very important role in that. And so having said that, so even if you want to get into a government job through sports, you need to have your education sorted, because you need at least a graduation degree to get those promotions and get enrolled in any services. So whether it be railways or services or police force, anything it could be. So you can definitely make a career through sport, but you need to have at least a graduation certificate in hand as well.
Right. So how was it? I have one more question. It's like for the fun of and being an athlete, how was it to get your first endorsement?
For me, it was unreal, because it was, I'm not sure if it was Speedo or Nike, but those, like, both of them were equally special for me. So this was, I think, sometime just before the Olympics. I had qualified for the Olympics. And so I remember when I was a kid, we couldn't even afford buying Nike shoes. And so the cheapest shoes would be Converse. And then my father used to buy Converse for me and say, oh, these are very, very good. And I obviously didn't know. All I knew was Nike and Adidas. So when I got when I signed with them in 2007 or 2008, for me it was just, I think, crazy. Obviously, because Speedo, you understand, they will come for you. But Nike wanting to get involved into swimming. So for me, it was very special. And it was just like a childhood dream come true. So it wasn't about anything. It just was about shoes back then. So I really loved shoes. And obviously, I couldn't afford those shoes when I was a kid. And, getting boxes full of shoes a few times every year, it really was special.
Yes. Because otherwise your gear for your training is the smallest possible piece that you wear in the body.
Yeah.
So it's not like for cricketers, footballers, there are too many layers that they're wearing. For you're wearing the least possible thing. So I think getting the shoes was pretty exciting back then, for sure.
For any kids, everyone loves wearing shoes. I'm not specifically talking about Nike, but it could be Adidas, Reebok, anything. And if you're getting paid to wear those, like, nothing better than that, I think.
Exactly. And I work with so many athletes on the endorsements and other activities. I know how it feels, and it's a different feeling. I in fact, through one of our CSR initiative, we work on providing training gears for the athletes who are national level. So getting them that a one tracksuit or the pair of shoes that they need for the training, I think that itself gives us so much satisfaction. The smile that they get on their face and saying thank you. That thank you means a lot than anything else. So I exactly know, and that is why I just asked this question, because I knew that feeling was there inside.
Yeah. And if any brand is watching this, I don't mind signing, because right now I'm not working with anyone. So I don't mind if you all sign me at all.
Yeah, exactly. I think we hope that this reaches the right set of ears, and we go there.
I hope so.
Yes. So Vir, in the whole journey and being there, done that, and yes, there are immediate next goal and the long-term goal that you have, and we wish all the success. We wish you all the success for that. I wanted to end this today's chat with a message for the aspirant athletes as well as the parents of the athletes about kind of thing that really will inspire them, at the same time give them a direction.
See, I think the parents need to be very, very patient. Think long term. Don't aim for the next competition that your child might swim, because there will be a lot of competitions throughout the year, and even if you win 10 medals by the age of 12 or 13, that's not going to really make you a great swimmer, a great athlete, or a successful swimmer. So all the success and all the laurels and all the money comes only after the age of, let's say, 16 or 17. So work hard regularly, stay patient, and don't give up. I see a lot of parents or a lot of swimmers, they might not win a medal or two this month, and then they'll just change a coach and maybe go train with somebody else because they've lost confidence. So it does not work like that. The coach has his plans in place, and there's a process that everyone needs to follow. And that's what I've always done. I've always had faith in my coach. I've always worked very, very hard. And whenever the result was supposed to come, it has come. People always remember 10% of the good races that I've had. But to get those 10% of good races, I've had 90% bad races where I've come second, third, I've not gotten my best times. And those are the races that really make you a better swimmer, because you learn from them, you come back, and then you work harder to get better and to improve. So yeah, stay patient, work very hard, and I think believe in yourself and believe in the process.
I think very well put through. I don't think anything more motivational that people or as inspirational that people can listen to, the kids can listen to, and having have a goal. As some time back we spoke about Olympic being the ultimate goal for individual athletes or multiple sports. So I think you've been there, done that, and we wish you all the best for Tokyo 2021 for qualifying.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Many more things. All the bucket list that you have with the Khel Ratna, Dronacharya, having your own academy, having been the coach. I think it's wish you all the best for that, and keep inspiring the generation to come, because I think you have started something which was not there in India, and I think it has a nice future. I think keep that thing up, and wish I wish that and hope that we get to work on something that we can take it forward.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Vir. It was wonderful talking to you.
Wonderful talking to you. Thanks.
Yeah.